Hi friends, today we have an animal cell and a plant cell here. So let us try to study the structure of both the cells and also let us try to see the similarities and differences in both the cells. Now as we all know, both these cells belong to eukaryotic cells. So basically the structure is going to be the same. Nevertheless, there are a few differences between these two cells. So let us study the structure of both the cells. First we have an animal cell here and we also have a plant cell here. Now basically both the plant and the animal cell will have a cell membrane, and this cell membrane is semi-permeable in nature and it will regulate the entry of ions and solutes in the cell. Inside the cell there is cytoplasm, and in the cytoplasm all the membrane bound organelles are embedded. So let us see the membrane bound organelles in the cytoplasm. First we will see the endoplasmic reticulum. It is of two types, smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum will have ribosomes attached to its surface. Now this endoplasmic reticulum will basically form a framework within the cell, and it also acts as a pathway for distribution within the cell. Now the second organelle is the mitochondria. It is the site for respiration, and it is also known as the powerhouse of energy because the energy is produced here in this organelle. Next we have the Golgi bodies. It is concerned with the secretion of the cell. So enzymes, hormones, all these things will be secreted by the Golgi bodies. Then you have the nucleus in both the cells, plant as well as animal cell, and nucleus will regulate the function of the cell. You have the nucleolus within the cell. Nucleolus will help in the formation of ribosomes and thereby help in the formation of proteins. Inside the nucleus you see the network of chromatin fibers. So these chromatin fibers will carry the hereditary information or the genes. Then in the animal cell you have lysosomes. Now lysosomes basically will destroy and digest the foreign matter which enters the cell. It will also digest the worn out organelles and sometimes the cell itself, and hence they are also termed as the suicide bags. In the animal cell you also have a centrosome. Now the centrosome is also called as the microtubular organizing center. Now this centrosome is basically an irregular mass of protein which surrounds the centrioles. So in the centrosome you have two centrioles which are arranged at right angles to each other. So this centrosome will arrange the microtubules in the centrioles and thereby help in the formation of the spindle during the mitotic division. What are the other organelles which are present in the plant cell? The main difference between the animal cell and the plant cell is that it will have a cell wall made up of cellulose, and basically it will give rigidity to the plant cell. Apart from the cell wall, it has a big vacuole which takes up most of the place in the plant. It may have one or more than one vacuole, and because of the big vacuole you can see that the cytoplasm as well as the nucleus, they are all shifted towards the periphery. Then you have the plastids in the plant, the chromoplasts, the chloroplasts and the leucoplasts. The chloroplasts are most common, which have the pigment chlorophyll in them, which will trap the sunlight and help in the process of photosynthesis. So here I have tried to make a Venn diagram, and with the help of a Venn diagram we will try to see the organelles which are present in both the animal as well as the plant cell, and the organelles which are present only in the animal cell and only in the plant cell. So we have the organelles: cell membrane, the endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, mitochondria, nucleus, nucleolus, chromatin fibers, Golgi body and granules which store food. All these organelles will be present in both the plant as well as the animal cell. And in the animal cell you have the centrosome and the lysosome. Now the presence of lysosome in the plant cell is a matter of debate. Some believe that the lysosome is present in the plant cell and some believe that it is not present in the plant cell and the function of the lysosome is carried out in the vacuole itself. Cell wall, plastids and a large vacuole will only be seen in the plant cell. So here is a table of the differences between the plant and the animal cell. First of all, the plant cell is larger in size and it has a fixed rectangular shape. Animal cell is smaller than the plant cell and it will be spherical or irregular in shape. The cell wall is present in the plant cell in addition to the cell membrane, and in the animal cell you only have the cell membrane. Cytoplasm in the plant cell is not very dense and it is pushed to the periphery, as I had said earlier, and in the animal cell it is dense and it fills the entire cell. Nucleus is also shifted to one side in the plant cell. In the animal cell it is usually centrally located. Plasmodesmata is present in the plant cell and plasmodesmata is absent in the animal cell. Now this plasmodesmata are microscopic channels which connect the two cells. The cytoplasm of the two cells are connected and thereby it helps in the transport and communication through the symplastic pathway. Now the other differences are the presence of vacuole in the plant cell, a large vacuole which gives turgidity to the cell. Vacuoles in animal cells are very small and temporary. Centrosome is absent in the plant cell and centrosome is present in the animal cell. So in the plant cell, during the mitotic division, it makes use of other microtubular organizing centers to form the microtubules. Now cilia or flagella is present in the animal cell and it is absent in the plant cell. Usually you can see that the cells in the respiratory tract or the sperm cells will have flagella or cilia for movement. Then cytokinesis occurs by cell plate method in the plant cell and cytokinesis occurs by furrowing in the animal cell. In the plant cell, the food is stored as starch and in the animal cell, the food is stored as glycogen.